Now I want to talk to you about a very exciting subject, and that's the section box. Alright, it's actually a box that creates a 3D section for you. Alright, so in order to have a section box in our project, we can use three methods. Method number one, manual section box. It means that it should be managed manually. First of all, you need to enter the 3D, and by properties, here you can see the section box. You need to activate it. Now what happens? A box appears all around your project, and do not pay attention that much to these extra things here. I will open and close the view once and it will be over. A box around the project. Now you need to select this box. As you can see, there are some arrows around this box. Now by using these arrows, you can change the size of your box, just like you can see I'm doing now. You see? It shows you a very perfect section of your project. This is so good for presenting, and even it's so good for the checking things. You see? We can see everything, and it's so much better than the 2D section actually. You can turn, analyze, especially in the big project. We can keep a very small zone of the project so that it doesn't annoy us while turning and everything. Now, for example, I select this and make this box a bit smaller. For example, we are working on this part. You see, it's so nice. You can see everything. You can turn it so easily. When it was the whole project, you couldn't turn your design so easily. So select it and manage it with these arrows. You see, I can do anything I want. Again, I select it and bring it down more. When you have finished analyzing your project and you don't need this box anymore, go to the properties and inactivate the section box, just like this. When you do this, everything will go back to the same way it was, and there will be no boxes anymore. Also, remember that when you activate the section box again, it won't be back to the same form it was before. It's a whole box and you need to change it again. Alright? But let me tell you a point so that you can manage the place of this section box in a better way. You can select your section box and then go to the plan and then manage it there. For example, I come here and then I will go to site plan. Section box is already selected and now you're in plan. And now you can change the box here. And then you go to the 3D and you see, yes, that's right, it's changed. One more time, I select it, and this time, for example, I go to level 3. Now I want it to cross exactly on these stairs. Well, I can't do it in the 3D, so I drag this until here, and you can also select these stairs first and then go to the 3D. You see? So that I can understand where those stairs were. You see how perfect we can analyze this? Actually, I think that if we didn't have this section box, we couldn't work on these really big projects. In the big projects, we all know that sometimes we cannot see some things. We need it to be into pieces and then we can see it. But with section box, it's all good. But pay attention to one thing. If you select the section box and then go to the plan so that you can manage the box, if your select cancels, then it's over. Again, you should go back to the 3D, select it, and then go back to the plan. So, be careful, if your select cancels here, you need to go back and select again. Another point is that you can turn your section box. For example, let me select this and then go to the plan. Now I want it to turn. So click on this and then it will be rotated. And you can use this. It's not that accurate, but still something. If there's a project that has diagonal walls, you can use this. Everything we've talked about was about the first type of the section box. That was the manual section box that we activated in the properties and then managed it by using these arrows. Now, method number 2. Section box based on a view. Alright, section box based on a view. For example, you need a section box that only shows your level 3, and it can be so useful to design, for example, the diagram. We want each level to have a specific 3D or the section box. If you want to have a special section box for a view, for example, a specific level, you need to right click on this cube here. For example, now we want to see level 3. So right click on that cube and here you can see orient to view. Now you need to choose the view that is plan. Which plan? Level 3. So you go to floor plans and then choose level 3. And as you can see, it rotates the section box itself automatically, and sometimes it takes a while too. And even sometimes it gets locked too. If you move your view, it will be okay. So it manages the section box in a way that we can see only level 3. And now it's showing it us as a plan. You need to rotate it. Let me close and open once to remove these lines. You see? Only level 3. Also pay attention that the height is showing of this level is a default and you can change it if you want in this way. Actually, don't say that the method number 1 is irrelevant to the method number 2. No. Actually, in method number 2, Revit comes and helps us to move these. But you can interfere too. You can say that, for example, I want to see half of it. You do it yourself. Don't say it's just a different thing. No. Now let's see, for example, level number 2. To go to another level, you don't need to bring back the whole building again. Just go and right click on that cube, orient to view, floor plan, and choose another level. That is level 2 now. And I said that if it's stuck, just move it a little and it will be alright. Just like that. And after that, I can analyze everything in that level. This can be a very good method for the times that you want to have a specific section box for each of your levels, and then, for example, Photoshop and do things on it. For example, create some arrows for it. I don't know. Maybe create a diagram. And it can be so good. It can help you with this a lot. Now let's go for another example. Now let it be based on a section. So we go to the plan. Here I want to select a good section that has crossed the stairs. For example, this one, section F, select it. Here it shows the name, section F. Then you go to the 3D, you click on the right side of the cube, orient to view, and now this time it's sections. Click on it and then look for section F. You see, section F, and that's it. I always tell my students that, for example, imagine you have a section B, for example, and this section is so crowded and you don't know what those lines inside the section are. See, for example, you come here and you say, what are these red lines? You don't know, you don't remember, or you cannot even recognize it from the section. Or for example, you come here and you say, what are these channels? You don't know anything, you don't remember anything. Now, what is the solution? You need to come here, close the extra ones, but keep your section. Then you go to 3D, the cube, right click, orient to view, sections, B. And now it shows you the 3D view of the same section that you were seeing. You can also use WT to have both views. You see how useful it can be. Now you can compare these two and find out about the parts that were unknown to you, for example, in the section, but now in the 3D you can recognize them. Let me tell you one more example. And of course, it hasn't been a part of your lesson, but if you know it, it's not bad. It can be helpful later. Now, imagine that here we have a magnification of bathroom, for example, or even stairs. Let's choose stairs. Now, it has a name in the plan. For example, the name is callout S6 of level 1. S6 of level 1. So I go to 3D, orient to view, floor plans. Then I look for the callout S6 from level 1. Now if you click on this, you can see the same zone in the 3D. And this can be so useful too. Now if you want to analyze these stairs, you can make it a bit smaller. You see? Actually, what you're seeing now is this one. Let's say another example. In level 2, here we have a bathroom, as you can see. Now I should look for its name. What is it? Callout WC-3 level 2. So I go to 3D, right click, orient to view, floor plans, and now I should find the name. This project has too many plans. And that's it. Now it shows me that bathroom in the section box. And if you see it gets lost like now, just click on your scroll twice and it will appear. You see? Now I can analyze my bathroom very easily. So, section box based on a view. And it can be a section, it can be a plan. Now, method number 3. The section box gets limited to a specific object. This is brilliant, like really good. For example, we are in this plan and we want to analyze these stairs. This is the fastest way. You should select the stairs. Alright, and then you should click on selection box here, and its shortcut is BX. This takes you to the 3D automatically and shows you the section box of that part you selected. You see, it's so good. And now you can select your section box and make it a bit smaller if you want to. You see, just like that. One more example. Let's go to level 4. For example, we want to analyze this bathroom over here. Now you can select some of the objects. And now its text is not selected. You know, the text is on it. I can't select it. So I need to tap and then select. Now some objects have been selected. Now I want a section box for these. So I click on BX. And you see? And it does it so quickly, you know? Because they are small, it happens quickly. And after that, you can select the section box and change it. For example, now it doesn't show the floor, so we can bring it down. Or for example, I want to see the false ceiling too, so I drag it up. You can change this section box really easily to have access to anything. Now the false ceiling can be seen. You can now analyze anything about this false ceiling. When you're finished and you don't want to see this anymore, you need to inactivate that section box from the properties. Here. In each of these 3 methods, when you want to exit this section box, inactivate this. Actually, method number 2 and 3 are the same as the manual. It's just we have help from Revit. Instead, we draw a section box, it does it for us. You can also do something else, and that's saving some of these section boxes that you think are more useful. For example, this one. Let me make it a bit smaller. Now you want to keep it saved. You want to see it later. Well, you can use this view in order to save. But how? What you're seeing now is a default 3D view. So you need to right click on it and then duplicate view. That means a kind of copy. Now click on duplicate and a new one is created. Now right click on it, rename, and for example WC level 2. Or for example, we have stairs. Let me find one. For example, this one, I select it, then selection box. You see, first of all, I manage it. If I want to make it more, I make it. If I want to make it smaller, I do it. After all of these, I need to duplicate. And now I need to rename it. Stair, for example, type 12. Now, anytime you click on this, it goes to the default 3D and I don't need the section box anymore. I can inactivate it. But now I want to go and see the section of that stair again. And all of them are in this list. You can duplicate some of these that you need, then rename them, and then you can use them anytime you want. So that you don't need to create a section box every time to be able to analyze it. Sometimes there's something that needs to be analyzed many times, and here this can help you. So in section box, you can create diagram, you can check what you have done, and you can also keep this view for a render and use it even in your sheets. For example, have a section from the middle of your void and then use it in your sheets, in your renders. Let's do it actually now. For example, check this out. In level 4, these are voids. These are the voids. And these are the panoramic elevators. You can come here and select a part of it and another part from this side. We can tap and select these railings and also stairs from here. Now selection box. Now you can change your section box in any way you want. For example, this way. Now this always needs to be analyzed. So we can keep it by clicking on duplicate and then right click, rename, and then for example, Eastern Void, and it's over. Now anytime you inactivate the section box, you can still have access to that void because it has already been saved. And every other thing we saved, the stair, the bathroom, everything. Now I want you to go and practice on this section box and try all the 3 methods. So, good luck.